Okay guys, so I want to teach you today just how to make sure we're going to use a Bunsen burner safely. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do, we're going to use in flames, etc. We've got to look after yourself. So, first thing I need to ensure, I've got some safety glasses to look after my eyes because I cannot replace my eyes. The second thing I must make sure is I've got nothing that's going to drag into the flame. So if you've got long hair, you need to tie it back. I've got my tie on, and what I'm going to do is tuck my tie into my shirt, and I've got my lanyard on, and I'm actually going to take that out the way as well, so that's not going to fall down into the flame. So look, there's our first stage. We look after ourselves. I'm then going to go just push you over here a second and say, right, here we go. Look, here's our actual setup for our Bunsen burner. The next thing we have to do is we've got to look after our workspace. So we have one of these things, which is a heat mat. That goes down, and all the heating is going to take place over this thing. So if anything should fall off, basically it's going to fall on there and it's not going to damage our table. Okay, there's our safety. So look after yourself, look after your table. Next step, is the gas working? Now these gas taps here, this is where our gas comes out of, they lift and turn. And so the first thing to do is just check, is the gas coming out of it? So what I do is I lift it, turn it, and I can hear and feel the gas. So I know my gas tap is working. I know I'm going to get gas coming out of my gas tap. That is going to work for me. Here's our Bunsen burner. This is the barrel, this is the collar. In the barrel, there is a hole, and the collar lines up with it. Now, that's what lets the air go through, and that's what makes the flame go hotter. So when you're going to light a Bunsen, you've got to cover that over. So I turn the collar until the hole is covered. And I always light my Bunsen with that hole covered. Next thing I do, put my Bunsen on my heat mat, and then I plug the end of the gas cord onto the gas tap. So that pushes in there like that. Now, do not switch the gas on at this stage. It's ready to light, but it's not quite right yet. Next thing we do, over here I've got a little candle going, and I've got a splint. I get a splint, or I use a match, and I get a light. I then bring that, and I put that by the side of the Bunsen. Once I've done that, I'm ready to go. I can now turn it up, lift, turn, and there we go, my Bunsen will light. I can put this out by just crushing it onto the heat mat. Of course, it's really difficult now. We can't blow it out without having mass on. So there's our Bunsen burner working. That's how you light it. No good on that flame though, because it's a very dirty flame. It's not the hottest flame. So if we want to adjust the flame to get a really nice hot flame, we then move the collar again until it's now, that little hole is fully open. And I can adjust how far I want it open depending on how much heat I need. That's one way of adjusting the heat of the Bunsen. So we always heat on a blue flame. The second way though, what I can also do is I can actually close the collar and I can adjust the gas. And I can make it like, if we only want to warm it rather than heat it really, really strongly, if I adjust the gas, I can get a smaller flame like this. If I now put it onto a blue flame, that's going to allow me to warm things up rather than heat them really strongly. So two ways to adjust it. One is to adjust the gas, one is to adjust the collar. Now, if you're finished with your Bunsen burner, we need to put it out. We don't just blow it out because there'll still be gas coming off. What we must do is we turn the gas off. It's now out, it's now safe. Okay, so we always turn the gas off there, and then the Bunsen's not working. If at any stage in your experiment, though, your gas goes out, switch off there first, check your gas is still working, and then go through the stages again and relight your Bunsen. Do not leave the gas going while you're trying to get a light and things like that, otherwise you end up with a big ball of gas here that will actually flare up when you light it.